In what can only be described as Operation F.U. Barry, as in Barry Obama, Joe Biden and his minions, his acolytes, his friends, his Confederates, are waiting to unleash a torrent of holy hell, both at the convention and within the Democratic ranks. They don't like what happened. This was a coup, plain and simple. This was something which was so void and base and so horrid that what it did was it completely reconfigured the way the Democratic Party is supposed to work. Nobody wanted Kamala Harris. Nobody wanted her in 2020. Nobody wanted her in 2016. Nobody wanted her ever. She is unelectable. She is, what's the word? An idiot. A profound, mush-mouthed, logorrheic, logolalic fool. This word salad, emotionally incontinent child. An absolute buffoon of the first order. I think I'm being close in approximating my particular feelings. I don't mind her. I think it's the greatest thing that ever happened to Trump because I'm not going to vote for her. I wouldn't vote for her for anything. Doesn't matter what I think. So what happened was Biden basically told everybody, listen, I'm running. This is my show. I'm running. They're not going to push me out. This, I give you my word. Okay, Joe, what happened next? They pushed him out. Unceremoniously, horribly, they just pushed him out. Now, to be fair, we always want to be fair, this man never was able to possess the faculties required to even drive you home from the airport, as a great friend of mine one time opined. He was absolutely careening out of control. He was in neurological free fall. He was an individual who absolutely, without a doubt, was the worst thing anybody's ever seen. But for some reason, which I do not understand, it took the first debate, June 27th or whatever it is, before people realized, hey, do you think something's wrong with him? It's the most incredible thing I ever saw in my life. That was the first time anybody ever said, I think something's wrong with him. I think maybe he's not up to par. I don't know. Okay, that being what it is, better late than never. These same folks, for whatever reason, decided later on, again, for reasons I do not understand, but they decided later on that they were going to say, all right, let's maybe go to the convention. Let's see who else is out there. Let's see. Let's cull. Again, what they should have had a bench way before this. But and I'm with you. I don't know why they ever did this, but for whatever reason, they just said, let's see what's out there. Let's see if there's anybody who can do the trick. Well, all of that was subverted by the first FU from Joe Biden, who says, I'm endorsing Kamala. And Barry said, wait a minute, hold it. You're not supposed to do that. Well, you're not supposed to kick me out either. But you're demented. But I was okay last week. You're abandoning me after a debate. And believe it or not, I know this might surprise you, but what many of my friends and doctors and physicians have told me is that Biden never really exhibited dementia because his short-term memory really wasn't a problem. A lot of times people who have dementia, the first question is they will give you a list of things and they won't remember what you just said. Biden always remembered the answer. He just drifted off. His ability to speak, he might have been kind of aphasic or whatever, but notwithstanding all of that, it is important and critical for everybody to understand this important and critical fact, that he was not necessarily unable to cognitively do the job. He might have been physically, and I know I'm the only person who has said this, but irrespective, irregardless, as people would say, it doesn't matter at this point. It's moot. The point is, he was unceremoniously jettisoned. And they said, but Cy Hirsch came up with this idea. I found out that Barack Obama called him up and said, we will physically remove you. He didn't do anything of the sort. The 25th Amendment, if Obama wanted to even remotely resist, you don't just automatically remove him. The president can follow back, and you need 2/3 of both houses. It would have never happened. So that's mythical. What they did do was that they did threaten him and his family and his son and his brothers and his sisters and his cousins and all those people who came up with those LLCs and all of the people who were responsible for basically an ongoing criminal racketeering enterprise under the Biden family aegis. That's what he did. That was important. That was critical. That, but nothing else. That's a different story. Be not mistaken. That's what they did. But don't think for a moment. And by the way, one of the best things that President Trump said, which I think was wonderful, he said something to the effect of, well, Kamala keeps pushing me to having a debate, and I'm not going to commit myself. Let's see who the Democratic nominee is. Oh! Because as far as she knows, she says, I'm it. She is the presumptive nominee. Presumptive. The Democratic Party will never be able to recover from what happened. The Democratic Party will never be able to recover from what happened. Keep in mind what I just told you. I'm going to say it one more time because it's fun and great for me to say this. The Democratic Party will never be able to recover from what they were. And by the way, the Democratic Party that we knew and loved, the Democratic Party which I used to admire, the Democratic Party which I believe seriously, was so important and so critical for providing matters that used to mean anything when I was young in my generation. Anti-war, pro-civil rights, pro-gay rights. Absolutely. Pro-gay rights is one thing. These divine John Waters dystopia nightmare parties at the White House is another story. So that Democratic Party is gone. It is forever through. It is forever finished. Don't ever forget that, dear friends. And please don't ever forget to subscribe to this channel. We do it all for you. It means a lot to us. Make sure you subscribe to Lionel Nation. Make sure you hit that little bell so you're always notified of live streams and new videos. Make sure you like this video. And more importantly, make sure, and I beg, beseech, importune, and ask and entreat you, beg you respectfully to comment as you see fit.